I, 24F, think I'm being stalked, and I can't tell by how many people. Reposted to break up text wall. Burner account, obviously. I know the title sounds paranoid, but please bear with me. I work full-time at a public university in the U.S. as an office manager and am enrolled in grad school at the same institution. I graduate this May. I have in-person night classes 3 days a week that start right after I get off work. My apartment is on the first floor of a complex about 10 minutes away. Over the past few months, I've had numerous bizarre occurrences around my home and workplace. The first, to my knowledge, was in September and was something my neighbor across the hall, a very sweet older woman, told me. A man was banging on my door for around an hour, just after midnight. I was not home. My neighbor poked her head out to ask him what was going on, and he said he was a door dasher with no food or bags in his hands, apparently. My neighbor watched him through the peephole and told me he tried the doorknob multiple times. No Ring camera or anything, so no footage. As far as I know, he didn't come back, but I've also had 3 or 4 instances over this several-month period where someone knocked on my bedroom window, blackout curtains always closed, late at night loud enough to wake me and my tiny dog. Never saw who it was. In October, a woman came to my sliding glass door about a month later demanding to come in because her stolen device had apparently been pinging my apartment. When I refused, she called the sheriff's department. The deputy who came asked me a couple questions and left, but did confirm that a device was pinging my apartment. Never found out if she meant a phone or what. The woman hung out in the parking lot before leaving a few minutes later. Obviously, I've never stolen any phone, so I was completely bewildered. Never saw her again. In December, things came to a head when I found a plug-in GPS tracker in the OBD port under my dashboard. Car dealership where it got serviced last said they didn't use that brand, Land Air C, and yes, I have the model and serial, and didn't perform any services that would have warranted putting it in there. I called the cops, and they just wrote down a few details and left. University police were also informed since the tracker was probably placed either on campus or at my apartment. The tracker was the biggest red flag. I never checked my OBD port, so I have no idea how long it was there. I told my unit director, and he offered to subtly remove mentions of me around the office and on the website, which I accepted. I am, however, posted up at the office front desk for like 80% of my day. This past Tuesday, right before I left for lunch, a middle-aged man came into the office wearing a hairnet, surgical mask, hoodie, and sunglasses. He claimed to be a prospective student and had questions about FAFSA. He was extremely hard to understand. I directed him to the financial aid office across campus, and he kept asking questions that our office cannot answer. I thought, sure, fine, maybe harmless and just not all there mentally. He walks over to our coffee machine, not for communal use BTW, but I didn't want to be a bitch, and just starts making coffee. He's still there when I leave, and one of my staff watches the desk while I'm out. When I return from lunch, he's gone, but walks in after me a few minutes later and just sits in the lobby on his phone before getting up to leave almost immediately. I was off work Wednesday and Thursday, so I came in Friday. I felt like giving my mostly undergrad staff a break, so I gave them permission to head home early, inadvertently leaving me alone in the office. The man came back wearing the exact same clothes, mask, hairnet, and sunglasses within 5 minutes of the office clearing out. Our office is technically open to the public, but isn't really public-facing, and he had no reason for being there, especially that late in the day. He came in, barely acknowledged me, and said he was going to bring back bottled water for our coffee machine. He left again. I'm very creeped out by this, so I messaged my director, working remotely, and he got an IT guy from the adjacent building to come over with his laptop to keep my company. I explained the situation, and he said he'd stay with me till close. He settles in my director's office just around the corner, but it still looked like I was alone. The man does come back without water and leans against the desk trying to start a conversation with me. IT guy comes around the corner and stands between me and him, and he quickly changes the subject and asks about financial aid again for the fourth time in as many days before being directed away and leaving immediately. I'm strongly considering informing campus police about this. Like I said, they already know about the tracker. I have had problems in the past during my undergrad years at a different institution with men and a woman being creepy towards me, but nothing to this level. I have no idea what to do. I can't tell what's isolated and what's connected. My family lives an hour away and has been no help at all. I have a sinking feeling that things are going to escalate. Any advice on what I should do or change at home, work, or elsewhere is appreciated. I'm open to further questions. If this story gave you chills, subscribe for more terrifying true stories every day.